Richard Whiteley, who for 23 years presented Channel 4's Countdown programme, has died. He was 61. Known for his loud ties and stripy jackets, he'd presented every episode of Countdown from its beginning in 1982 until May this year, when he was taken into hospital with pneumonia. Romilly Weeks reports.
He was the first ever presenter on Channel 4, and this was the show that made him a national icon.
Hi, OK, well, it's Friday.
Richard Whiteley hosted Countdown for 23 years, beloved by his audience for his dress sense and his unique way with words.
We are here, 4:30, just like the old days.
He was jokingly known as Twice Nightly Whiteley in reference to the time when he'd present both the local news and Countdown every evening, and said himself TV was always his passion. Last year he received an OBE for services to broadcasting, the Queen allegedly also a fan of his show.
Delighted to get the OBE. I've got 2 vowels and a consonant, so I can't grumble about that.
Whiteley was taken ill in May with pneumonia and had a heart operation a few days ago. Friends and colleagues are deeply shocked by his death.
Richard was always an extremely cheery man, a very genuine man, if I can say that. Quite a lot of people on television perhaps are not quite what they seem on the screen, but Richard was. Yeah, I just feel terribly shocked, very sad.
Richard Whiteley was one of the most seen faces on television, but his popularity showed no sign of dimming. He leaves behind his partner Catherine. Romilly Weeks, ITV News.
Tributes to Richard Whiteley, whose death was announced this evening. Some other stories making the headlines tonight. Criticism. The Shadow Home Secretary David Davis has called them unworkable. Here's our political correspondent Angus Walker.
The political focus is back on ID cards. Opposition to this post-9/11 policy is growing. This week, ID cards face their toughest test so far.
This is going to fail on technology, it's going to fail on practicality, it's going to fail on cost, it's going to lead to a major erosion of people's privacy, and what people get instead for that, they get a plastic poll tax of £100 to £300 a person.
Figures the government rejects, but to help pay for the spiralling cost of the overall scheme, the Home Office admits it will charge banks and other organisations to access the national database.
As and when they ring up to verify someone's identity, there will be a charge for that process. But that's far removed from either them having full licence to go fishing around the database, they will not, or that we're selling the entire database off to the private sector, which fundamentally is not the case and never will be.
Ministers need to overcome serious doubts before they can convince everyone that a piece of plastic can ensure peace of mind.
This Tuesday, ID cards will be voted on by Parliament. The Tories, the Lib Dems and around 20 Labour rebels plan to defy the government.
There is a very heavy groundswell of opinion against it. We are going to put down, or we have put down, an amendment, a reasoned amendment, and that will have more than 20 names on it.
There's also evidence of growing public opposition. This pressure group, set up a few months ago, now has 25,000 members. The government says the door is open to ID card opponents and admits much of the detail is yet to be drawn up. Angus Walker, ITV News.
That's it for now. The ITV News channel will have more on tonight's breaking news, the death of the television presenter Richard Whiteley. But from me and all the weekend team, for now, goodbye.